Good Shabbos, everyone. I hope wherever you are holding up. It's been quite a week here at our house. I always feel like it's been quite a week when we get around to Shabbos, like Shabbos is waiting there. Right? Abraham Joshua Heschel says the Jews don't build palaces in space, we build palaces in time, at least when we're doing it right. Right? That we somehow set this time apart, we somehow sanctify it. So I've been thinking a lot about that as the days seem to blend together. I assume that everyone else is having this experience also. I know that's been our experience here that like it's hard a little bit to remember that today is Shabbos, that it is Friday night. It is Friday night, right? We aren't doing this early, I don't think. Someone, messaged me if for some reason it's Thursday. Oop, nope. Someone's messaging me, but I don't think that's to say it's Thursday. I think it's say that we're live. So I'm gonna turn off my phone. A good reminder to turn it off for Shabbos. Um, when I lived a more traditionally observant life, that was always the hardest part, was turning off my phone before Shabbos. And then the other hardest part was turning it back on after Shabbos began. So we mark our days. We move into a different sort of time, a different sort of space, and we move towards it with these traditional words, yedid, nefesh, words that always sort of sound like the feel of entering into Shabbos for me. Part of the joy of being at home is I have all my toys here. So we'll play the ukulele a little bit today too. Yedid nefesh, avarachaman, shochav decha, irtzonecha, yarutov decha, kemo aya. Shabbat Shalom. I see someone saying, yay, Uke Shabbat. So for those who don't know, last year we did a ukulele boot camp in the summer where anyone who wanted to, regardless of whether you had ever learned a stringed instrument before, we taught you how to play ukulele. Hey, Bobby, good Shabbos. I'm seeing some of these comments pop up with names on the side. We're trying a new setup this week. So I don't know what it'll look like this year. I don't know if we'll be able to be in person, but we will do ukulele boot camp, even if it's over Zoom. Yeah. So we keep moving into Shabbos. We keep moving. We find the joy. Shiru Ladonai, one of the psalms traditionally that we say. They're traditionally these 6 different psalms that we say before Lecha Dodi. We won't do all 6 of them, but I always think of them as the 6 days of the week that just were. So I invite us to reflect back on where we were last week, where we were on Sunday, where we were earlier than that, Shabbos, Motzi Shabbos, Saturday night, as the night fell, where we were Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Pesach, and Yeah, I can't believe Pesach is already over. So we sing a new song, Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kivodo, B'chol Ha'amim Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Humol Ha'meyon, Norahu, HaKol Elohim, Yadai, Ki Kol Elohei, Hamayim Elelim, Vadonai Shamayim Asa, Hod V'Hadar Lefanav, Oz V'Tiferet B'Mikdasho, Avu Ladonai Mishbechot Amim, Avu Ladonai Kavod Va'oz, Avu Ladonai Kivod Shemo, Seu Mincha, Uvo Hulechatzrotav, Yaira Ishtachavu Ladonai, Behadra Kodesh, Chilu Mifanav Kol Haaretz, Imru Vagoyim, Adonai Malach, Aftikon Tever Batimod, Yadin Amim B'Mesharim, Yismechu Hashamayim V'Tagel Haaretz, Yiram Hayam, Om Nohom, Yalot Sadai, Bechol Hashebo, Yairairai, Hazironenu, Kol Hatzeyar, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Kiva, Lishbot Haaretz, Yishbot Tevel B'Tzedek, Ve'amim Be'emunato, Yadai, So singing all these songs sure makes me miss Leslie and Andrew and their voices. Yeah, miss being all together. So, a Psalm of the Desert. This is another one we don't often do at CRC, but this is one of those that just feels like Shabbos to me. This is one of those that you can sort of tell, I feel like, when you listen to the melody, when you listen to the words, that our ancestors were desert people. Mizmor David, Havu Ladonai Bnei Nim, Chavu Kol Adonai Beharat Kodesh Kol Adonai Al Hamayim El HaKavod El HaKavod Yirim Hamayim Rabim Kol Adonai Baruch Yainai Kol Adonai Be'ara Kol Adonai Shomer Arazim Shaber Adonai Erazei Avanon Vayakidem Kmo Egel Levanon Besiyon Kemo ven Re'emim Yairei Kol Adonai Chotzev Lavotesh Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Yachol Elai Alon. So these first psalms, these first meditations, these are all there to move us towards Shabbos, to recognize that like we can't move from regularness to differentness, from the regular week to Shabbos immediately. So we need some time in the liminal, some time in this transition too, I guess. So Bobby, I see you saying you wish that there was a way that we could bring Leslie in. So we're going to bring Leslie in for the candle lighting. So in just a moment, we're going to light the candles. We'll sing a mystic melody before that. But I invite you, if you are watching at home, I guess everyone is watching at home, aren't you? That if you've got candles, now would be the time to go grab them. We'll sing this mystic poem beforehand, but go grab your candles right now, and we will all light along with Leslie in just a moment. So before that, Ana B'Koach, the last of our warm-up, the last of our preparation. This is a mystical poem that said that every verse itself is a name of the divine, that every word within the poem is the name of the divine, and the poem itself somehow as a whole is the name of the divine. So I've been holding on to this. I've been singing this a lot. I love this melody, first of all. But I also just like this idea. I've been thinking a lot about this idea of what does it mean to find the divine everywhere we go. Particularly in these moments, right? What does it mean to find the divine in all living things? What does it mean to find the divine even in those living things that are only sort of living, like those viruses? Right? What does it mean to find divinity in every moment and in everything? The rabbis of the Talmud express this by saying that we give blessings for the good and for the bad. They talk about what does it mean to give blessings for the bad, and the idea is that we contextualize everything with gratitude. Gratitude for what is, gratitude for what was, that everything starts with being grateful. Anda bekoach gedulat yemincha tati Tatitzerura, Tatitzerura, Kaberinat, Rinatamcha, Sakvenu, Tarenu, Nora, Anna Bekoach, Gedulat Yemincha, Tatitzerura, Tatitzerura, Kaberinat, Rinatamcha, Sakvenu, Tarenu, Nora, Yum dee dee da, oh, yum dee dee da, yiddy da, do, yiddy da, do, yiddy da, do, oh. And to Leslie, it's good to see your face.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Shabbat at Central Reform Congregation. Our meeting may be virtual, but Shabbat is really very real. Ready to go? First time. Please send us your pictures like Bryn did last week, lighting your candles and singing with us. Take in light, heal your spirit, send it out to our terribly, terribly broken world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshon b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat v'tzivonu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Isn't that amazing seeing Leslie? Yeah. Thank you, Leslie. Thanks for lighting the candles for us. Shabbat Shalom. So Karen was supposed to lead services with me tonight, but somehow she pulled something in her back, so she is flat in the other room, sending love to everyone. But she found this poem, and I loved this poem, so I thought I would share it as we enter into Shabbos, our last piece of warm-up, the Chadodi, that imagines this as a cosmic wedding. As Rabbi Jim says, imagines that the terrible twos of creation sort of melt into the reality of oneness on Shabbat. So this poem, blessing the marriage. This marriage be wine with chalva, honey dissolving in milk. This marriage be the leaves and fruit of a date tree. This marriage be women laughing together for days. On end, this marriage, a sign for us to study. This marriage, beauty, this marriage, a moon. In a light blue sky, this marriage, this silence, fully mixed with the spirit. שמו וזכור בדיבור לך השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה לך דודי יאללה לה 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 לקראת סקלה יאללה לה 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 בני שבת נקבלה קבלת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הבריכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה יאללה לה 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 לך דודי יאללה לה 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 לקראת סקלה יאללה לה 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 בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי והולך קומי אורי שדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה אדוני יאללה לה 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 לקראת סקלה יאללה לה 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 בני שבת נקבלה So with the final verse of Lecha Dodi, we traditionally rise and turn towards the entryway of wherever we are. Greeting Shabbos like a bride. I kept thinking of this during Passover, right? When we would normally go and open up our doors for Elijah. Elijah is this image of the world as it should be, the messianic world, the world not as it is, but as we are obliged to create. And it was such a funny moment during Passover going to open up the door for Elijah, or going over to open the door and say, let all who are hungry come and eat, knowing that, right? So much of right now is about keeping our doors closed, about protecting each other by staying separate. So I look forward to the time when we can sing Lecha Dodi together and actually have people walking in as we sing this final verse. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה יאללה לה 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 לך דודי יאללה לה 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 לקראת סקלה יאללה לה 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 בני שבת נקבלה. So nothing up to this point has actually been part of the service. Nothing up to this point has been formal part of the liturgy. I remember being a kid and particularly at Nevi Shalom at Rabbi Jim's synagogue, you would go and you'd be like an hour into services and you'd go, okay, time to start, which is very much Jim also. But it's also something about the Friday night liturgy that it really is about warm-up more than anything else. Much more than the actual sort of service itself. It's about moving there, about being in that liminality, about just sort of being present in the in-betweenness, which I feel like is maybe a lesson for us in general right now. So we come to Baruch Hu, the first part of the formal liturgy. And the geography of Baruch Hu is that Jews all over the world turn so that they face towards Jerusalem, like spokes on a bike, each pointing inward. So in this time of social distancing, when we really don't see anyone, right? I saw Amy Gage today for about 30 seconds. She dropped off some produce for us. Thank you, Amy. But it was even startling, right? To see another human being that close, even 6 feet away. And so I take some comfort in this notion in Baruch Hu that we all turn towards the same place, that somehow if we're all turning towards Jerusalem, not the Jerusalem that is, but the Jerusalem that should be, that somehow, in the end, what it really is we are turning towards each other. Adonai Hamevorach Yirei Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Va'ed Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam So there's a Hasidic story I love. I return to over and over again. There's this Hasidic story that asks the question of who is a wise person, or what is a wise person, or what makes someone a wise person, a Talmid Chacham. So this Hasidic story, it asks the question, right? What makes someone wise? And the offer given is it's someone who can hold two things, two pieces of paper, one in each pocket. It's the Chassid's way of saying someone who can hold two different things that seemingly contradict each other. That somehow the key to wisdom, first of all, before we even look at the specifics of it, that the key to wisdom is not insisting on one truth, but holding contradictions and holding on to contradictions and valuing contradictions. So, the specific wisdom here, this Hasidic story says the wise person is someone who holds these two truths. On the one hand, the idea that the whole world was created just for us. And this is a truth that's easy to have sometimes, right? Certainly my mother has accused me of this, rightfully so, on many times, as we accuse our children of this, right? Being the center of the universe. But holding on to this and seeing ourselves somehow as the center of the universe, seeing ourselves as being the one to whom this is dependent upon, right? That this also is a perspective we have to hold on to. That we have to see the obligation, we have to see the responsibility, we have to see our purpose in that sense, and how the purpose of the universe is not complete without our individual purpose, right? Or in the language of the Hasidic story, believe that the whole of the universe was created just for us. So that we hold on one pocket. And in the other pocket, we hold Ma'ariv Aravim. We hold this prayer before the Shema. We hold this reflection. We hold this idea that we are nothing but dust. That the focus is not us. That the story is not about us. That the things that we think of as being so important, that feel so heavy and so big, that these things in the end are really small. That when you back away, even within our own solar system, everyone that ever was is all just one small pale blue dot. So we hold on to both of these things. The Chassid says this is what wisdom is. Seeing ourselves as fundamentally tiny, as so small that we can't even be seen, and also recognizing that somehow the constellations are made up of the connections between us. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to light. Boreyom velayla, kolelo mibnei choshech. Boreyom velayla, vechoshech mibnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Boreyom velayla, kolelo mibnei choshech. Boreyom velayla, choshech mibnei or. So for being maybe our most well-known part of our liturgy, the Shema is also, I think, one of the most poorly translated parts of our liturgy. Right? So many of us learned this actually as the first Hebrew that we learned. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Lord is our God, the Lord is one. But the thing is, the real part, at least that I feel uncomfortable with, is that whole concept of Lord. that's certainly not the image of the divine that I have. Right? My personal image is something a little closer to truth, what we mean by an unattainable, capital T, underlying truth of the universe. But it's certainly not, even in its most theistic forms, I certainly don't believe in an idea of a Lord. And so I was relieved when I discovered that the word's not actually in there, that we've got a translation problem here. It says, Shema Yisrael, listen Israel. Yud He Vav He. This sacred name for the divine that we've said is so sacred that we don't even try to pronounce it. That instead we say Adonai, which technically means my Lord, but the word Lord isn't there itself, just this sacred Yud He Vav He, which is an impossible form. It's an impossible form of Hayah. There's this word Hayah, which means was, and it has sort of a present tense version of it, Hoveh, which sort of means now. And it has Yihiyeh, that which will be. And so if you look at that third word in the Shema, Yud He Vav He, the name that's given as the name of God that's sometimes mistranslated as Lord, you can actually see it's a combination, an impossible combination of these three words shoved together. And so what it really says is something a little more like, listen, Israel. That which was, that which is, and that which will be. That's what we mean by this word Eloheinu. That's what we mean by this word God. And that which was, is, and will be, Yud He Vav He, in the end, is fundamentally nothing but oneness. So I invite us, as is our custom, to close our eyes if we're feeling it, to take a breath, to let it out, to center ourselves, to let the distance fade away. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vayed. Of the Talmud were the ones who said that we should say Mi Chamocha. They said in between Shema and the Amidah, in between the parts of our prayer that point inward and the parts that point outward, the parts that point towards the deficits in the soul and the parts that point towards the deficits in the world, that we have to be reminded of our exodus from Egypt, that there was a danger that if we started talking about the political, if we started talking about the world as it should be, and and we didn't first start by remembering what it was like to be vulnerable, remembering what it was like to be strangers in the land of Egypt, that somehow we would end up more like the Mitzrayim, more like those enslavers than like those who came out of Egypt. So we sing Hashkivenu to our kids every night before bed. It's the well, first of all, it is the nighttime prayer, right? It's an addition for the evening, a recognition that, like, it doesn't matter how old we are. I think there's still a part of us, that is scared when it gets dark outside, when we can't see. So one of my 6-year-olds in particular has been waking us up every night and begging us in the middle of the night to sing Hashkivenu again. And I'm not always the nicest person when I am woken up, so I've been using this as sort of a spiritual practice, a time to work on that, work on being nicer as he keeps waking us up. But it really struck me how appropriate it is that it's Hashkivenu, right? This image that there should be a shelter of peace spread over us. Because it is just, right, that's the sense, that's the feeling that there is this shelter that has gone missing, that somehow our ship of safety has sunk. And yet, when Rabbi Randy sings it, at least, that everything's going to be all right with Hashkivenu, I can somehow believe it. So this is something of a tribute to Rabbi Randy. It's not his Hashkivenu, but I think it's got some of his DNA in it. So I invite you to sing along. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. 'Twas in another lifetime on a toil and blood. Blackness was a virtue and the road was full of blood. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. it's this way again, then you can rest assured. Always do my best for her, on that I give my word. In a world of steel like death and men who are fighting to be warm, come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. So we come to the Amidah, to the part of our service that is actually prayer. I mentioned earlier that Karen was supposed to be here leading services. She's certainly in this house, but she pulled her back, so is flat on her back rather than here for services in this room. But she still found a few poems to share. So I wanted to share this. This is actually a midrash. This is an ancient midrash here, but it feels like it was built for our moment. So this is our introduction to our Amidah, our time for personal prayer. I'm going to quietly say after this what's called the Magen Avot, sort of a shortened Amidah for Friday night, but I invite you, when that's being said, to say the prayers of your heart and not let the words get in the way. So first, this poem, this midrash. When you pray, pray in the synagogue in your city. But if you cannot pray in the synagogue, pray in your open field. And if you cannot pray in your field, pray in your house. And if you cannot pray in your house, pray from your bed. If you cannot pray aloud from your bed, commune with your heart. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Konei Shamayim va'aretz, Magen Avot v'Imahot bidvaro, Mechaye Hakol b'mamaro, Ha'el HaKadosh ha'en kamohu, Hameniach le'amo b'yom Shabbat kodsho. Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem, Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem, Lefanav navod be'irav ufachad, V'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid, Me'on habrachot el hahodaot, Adon hashalom, Mikadesh hashabbat u'mvarech shvi'i, Umeniach b'kedusha le'amidu shnei oneg, Zecher lema'aseh v'reshit. So with our mouths fresh from the words of tefillah, we take a moment to say Amisha Berach L'cholim. Traditionally, these aren't words for a Friday night. Traditionally, they're for Shabbos morning for the prayer service, for the Torah service, but it sure feels like now we can use all of the healing prayers we can get, all of the Misha Berach that we can take. So I know I have some names here. I invite you to share names of people you're thinking of too. If you share in the thread, some of them pop up in the chat here, and I will read those. Some of them do not pull up. If you're in the Oneg, if you're in the CRC Oneg, it's not there. I'm sorry. So some names that we have that people have shared: Liam and Finley Patton, friends of Deb Momfort; Art Silverblatt, Wanda Stutz Ryan, cousin of Kathy Davenport; Debbie Dwyer is a dear friend of Sarah Keller and Howie, last name, Levicki, excuse me. Meredith Pritchett, who's scheduled for a kidney transplant next week. We're sending healing prayers there, absolutely. Elaine Thornton, Rick Hack, Gail Rock, and Deb Montfort, who is recovering, but sending love to her. I'm looking in the chat. Lois Lumstein. Lumstein, I'm sorry. It doesn't say who sent it. It just says the name, so I can't go based on your name. So for all of these names, for the names we say out loud, the names we hold in our hearts, the names we don't even know are in need of healing right now. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu bekol habrecha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. So we turn our hearts towards the mourner's Kaddish, the Kaddish Yatom. We think of this as the prayer for those who have gone, but the reality is that the mourner's Kaddish is the prayer that acknowledges those in our community who are in mourning, those in our community we have an obligation to support. So, in particular, we are sending our love out there to everyone who is in mourning, everyone who is in their year of mourning, who's in the immediacy of Yartzeit or Shloshim, everyone, of Shiva or Shloshim, and everyone who's got a Yartzeit, everyone who's remembering people that we love and who are gone, and trying to remember them without our normal community. So we send love out to everyone. I'm going to share some of the names that we have. Jim Mills, George Lamb, who was a beloved friend of my grandparents. Mel's father-in-law, Suzanne Glazer, Tom Trieger. Gosh, there's been such loss this year. And so many people we've lost recently. Joanne Hanny, Debbie Siegel, Ann Ehrlich, Sanford Goldman, Shirley Goldstein, Claire Hyman, Jane Tarlow, Maureen Mo Billy, Albert Tota, Ruth Friedman, Dolores Pattis Moonshine Silverberg, my grandpa's sister, John Kepler, Alan Woolman, Bonnie Hundman, Tom Gilbert. Let me see, I know I've got more names too. All of the Yartzites that we have this week. Rebecca Edgin, Sydney Vijotsky, Melvin Zuller, Ben Kell, Philip Gerstenfeld, Miriam Klein, David Alexander Lewin, Sam Nicholson, Molly Talvey, Rabbi Susan's aunt, who I bet that's the Molly of Famous Molly's Pizza. Rose Ray Weber, Ronald Reuben Zimmerman, Harry Deitch, Philip's dad, David Lee, Mary Rosenberg, Eva Sirkin, that's Nancy's grandma, Fred Brown, Ben Greenspoon, Elaine Kaplan, Lil Kolker, Charlotte Leibowitz, Lori Schanfeld, Anita Sewell, Kerwin Costello, Henry Grebler, Bert Gerwich, Barbara Kurtz, Marsha Lerner, Eugene Moss, Herman David Pearson, Morris Sohn, Mary Flotty, Karen's sister-in-law, Henry Weinstock, Barry Weiser, and Harold Brode, Sam Kaplan, Anna Lesser, Patricia Malloy, Irving Sentner. So I'm checking the chat, seeing if there are more names. Debbie Siegel, yeah, thank you. So for all of these people, we fill our hearts up with love for all the mourners and with memory for all of those who have gone as we say the Mourners Kaddish together. Oh, sorry. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah ve'almad divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulomei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei d'kudashah b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Aseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memory of all of those that we miss, all of those that we hold dear. Oh, Joy Ward, yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Joel. For your mom of a blessed memory. Meant so much to say Kaddish with you the other day. So we hold all these memories dear. Just the hope that they grow and grow is a source of blessing in our lives. We say Zichronam livracha. So before we finish our Shabbat services, before we count the Omer, just a few quick announcements. First, as always, check out our website, centralreform.org. We have redone it to make sure that all of the things that you're looking for are going to be front and center. And there's another redo of the website that should be out hopefully within a week or two. Big thanks to Randy Smith, who's working with me on that. Again, just to make it so that it's easier for you to find what you are looking for when you are looking for it. All of our regular programming is still happening. We're counting the Omer every night at 8:30. Rabbis Susan and Jim are going to do Havdalah and count it with us tomorrow night. Tomorrow morning, Rabbi Randy is going to lead our Shabbat morning services and our family services. And Rabbi Jim is going to lead our Torah study. Tuesday, we've got Talmud with me at 5:30. We've got University Series with all the rabbis of CRC this month. We've got Rabbi Jim's class on Wednesday. All sorts of stuff. Check the website and let us know how we can help. Also, if you know of anyone who is shut in and shut out of technology, let us know. We have both the funds to help solve their technology needs and volunteers who can help them one-on-one. I see no other announcements in the chat, so we will count the Omer together. This way of counting our days, of marking time that travels from Passover until Shavuot, from the holiday that celebrates freedom, and each of us having the ability to act as we want without constraint, to Shavuos, the holiday that celebrates obligation, and each of us being obligated to each other, to the world, to the past, and to the future. So as we count the Omer every day, we move from the openness of freedom to the meaningfulness of obligation towards each other. I invite everyone to say the blessing with me, and then we will count the day. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Sfirat HaOmer, and Hayom Tisha Yamim Shehem Shavua Echad Ushne Yamim LaOmer. Today is the 9th day in the counting of the Omer, and you always count it both in days and in how it is with weeks, and so that is the equivalent of 1 week and 2 days of the Omer. So before we say goodbye, a little Adon Olam tribute to John Prine. Adon Olam Hashem Malach B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra V'yenasa V'chevtzo kol Azay Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kichlor HaKol Levado Yimloch Lo Ra V'hu Haya V'hu Over V'hu Yiyeh B'tifara Adon Olam Hashem Malach B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra V'yenasa B'chevtzo kol Azay Melech Shemo Nikra V'hu Echad V'yen Sheni L'hamshilo Li'achbira B'li Reshit B'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'ha'mischa. Make me an angel who flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is a hard way to go. Vehu Eli Chago Ali V'tzochem li B'yetzara Vehu Nisi Umanos li Menakosi B'yom Ekra B'yado Afkid Ruchi V'yeti Sham V'ya'ira V'him Ruchi Gvi'ati Adonai li V'lo ira. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is a hard way to go. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.